Shalom. Welcome to the Matzah Ballin podcast, episode 2. We're back after 2 weeks. I'm here, Ben Rudikoff, back again. Jacob Nickel. Special guest today is Ben Schlegel calling in from his good old hometown. We're just going to be talking a lot of Philly sports, as Ben and I are big Philly sports fans. And then he's going to go after like 30 minutes, and then we got some just general sports topics to talk about. Big night of sports last night, big weekend ahead. I think right now I'm gonna let you guys have it. I know you guys have a lot of gripes over the past couple weeks. Please take it away. Take it away.
All right, so I think we probably got to start with the big one, James Franklin getting fired. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think first of all, hello. Second of all, I think well overdue. Big game James. I think pretty much a lot of the discussion around him has been centered on the fact that he can't win, the big one. I believe he's 4-18 against top 10 opponents at Penn State. And I mean, honestly, like the big game losing was one thing, but you start losing the small ones, like to UCLA. I mean, they hadn't had a lead all season, straight up. No leads in their first 5 weeks, and then they control the game from the jump, basically. I mean, that can't happen. So that was probably strike 2 and 2.5, and then you lose to Northwestern, in-state college, and that's just straight up inexcusable. So I think it really just compiled after sort of years of stagnant. There's nothing wrong with being in the top 15 essentially every year, but really not making much progress until last year. But even then, you look at that, and it's like the teams that beat in the college football playoff were, Boise State and SMU. I mean, those aren't really powerhouses. Those are teams that are more in it as a product of the expansion of the college football playoff. And you really just can't be losing, these types of games. And then the only games you win are against teams that aren't that big. So, they're big games in name, but the programs you're beating aren't big at all. So, essentially what you see is just underwhelming performance year after year, because it's just kind of exactly what you expect. A hot start and then a mid-season collapse, then you're fighting and scrapping to try to get anywhere, sort of as the season progresses. And I think it was definitely time. He's a great recruiter, seems like a great guy, but it just seems like his 12 years at Penn State had sort of run its course at this point.
Yeah, I was saying on the podcast a couple weeks ago that I'm a bigger James Franklin supporter than a lot of Penn State fans, because I don't think a coach should ever get fired for going 10-2 every year. I don't think I think finishing top 15, and I was saying he has a pretty safe job because he wins the game he's supposed to, and then finishes top 15 every year. And with the 12-team college football playoff, if he goes 10-2 in the Big Ten, he's in the college football playoff every year. But you lose to UCLA, you lose to Northwestern, and then shit just goes off the rails. And I get the Oregon double OT loss. That was a great game. After that, I was starting to lose faith in Drew Aller, and then UCLA happened. Give up 42 points to a UCLA team who hadn't scored more than 10 the first 4 games of the season or whatever. And then you lose to Northwestern at home. And I just said, all right, it's James Franklin he's starting to lose the games he's not supposed to lose. And that's where I lost my faith. And I feel bad for Drew Aller, senior season, getting cut short by a broken ankle injury. And hopefully he comes back in time and can train for the combine and the draft, and hopefully makes his way to an NFL team and looks good in the NFL. Because I'll still support him for the rest of my life as a Penn State kid. So, yeah, what do you think on Drew Aller, Schlegel?
Yeah, I think James Franklin has sort of always been really consistent with who he starts at quarterback. I mean, I believe Penn State's basically had 4 starting quarterbacks over the last 10 or 11 years with Hackenberg, Sorley, Clifford, and Aller. So this is kind of the first time we're going to see extensive playing time from a QB that's not sort of the day one guy when they show up on campus. But Drew Aller was someone that I don't know if regression is the right word for every season, but it feels like he's not taking the steps that I'm sure everyone thought he would take when he was a 5-star recruit and quarterback when he came. And so I just kind of think that I'm not saying, his injury is obviously terrible, but I am curious to see how Penn State sort of responds under the new coach, Coach Smith. And I am curious to see how the new quarterback just comes in and sort of where he kind of takes the team, because he does not have an easy schedule ahead of him. I mean, they've got Iowa at 7 o'clock. Then they have to go into the big house. Not big house, sorry, Ohio State in 2 weeks. And then Indiana the week after. So
Indiana looks good this year.
Up immediately as far as that goes. And I think a lot of how Penn State performs might affect how people view Drew Aller, because if they go out and just seriously underwhelm, it'll probably make Drew Aller look a little better. But, I mean, you can't really perform the way he has against, sort of big competition. And looking back, and Penn State, when they lost to Oregon, was just kind of dead for the first 3 quarters before stepping up out of nowhere. And then, he has a chance to go down the field and win after Penn State gets the stop on the 2-point conversion in overtime. And he just throws a pick that I don't know if he could have handed the ball to the linebacker any better. And so just kind of creating his own adversity, I think, in some of these spots. And obviously, again, the ankle injury is just terrible for him. I don't know how his draft stock might necessarily be affected by it. I know that originally he was supposed to be a first rounder, but I'm going to go on a limb and say that he's kind of fallen out of that conversation. He still has a rocket of an arm. He still doesn't throw interceptions too much. I know his interception rate was below 1 a few years back. And so I am curious to see kind of how his draft stock goes. And I think the way he's going to perform in the NFL has a lot to do with the situation he's brought into. I think him being drafted to a team that's more of a contender with a top-10 coach and top-10 quarterback already in front of him can easily sort of bring him along for a few years. And he can be viewed as more of a project quarterback because physically he's got all the tools to be, a very good quarterback in the NFL. But he's more of I see as like a low-risk, high-reward type of player if you draft him in the middle or later rounds.
So you guys, you've been talking a lot about Drew Aller. I want to know what you guys think about the future of coaching at Penn State. Who do you think is the guy? Obviously, this new interim guy, Terry Smith. I assume he's not the guy for the future. Who do you think? Who do you think they go out and get as the new head coach of Penn State?
Obviously, people are saying, "Oh, Penn State's going to make the splash for Cignetti," but Indiana just signed him to an 8-year contract extension or something like that. So Penn State's not getting him, obviously. I wouldn't be mad at Matt Rule. Matt Rule, the Nebraska head coach. He's a Penn State alum. I think he's probably a pretty good coach. People seem to like him. Didn't pan out with the Panthers in the NFL, but was great at Baylor, is doing good things, it seems, at Nebraska right now.
Bringing the program back.
I wouldn't be mad at Matt Rule. Or just find some rising offensive coordinator, because the offense is what's been stagnant the last couple of years. It's been defense is always looking championship worthy, championship ready, and it's the offense that's behind. So maybe it's some offensive coordinator somewhere, some big name offensive coordinator. I think my top choice is probably Matt Rule right now.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think that Matt Rule's definitely my favorite for the job. It might have been Kurt Cignetti before that, but obviously he just signed a $94 million extension to stick around in Indiana, and he said he plans to retire there, so that feels pretty set in stone. But I would definitely say that Matt Rule is my favorite for the job. He's not only a former Penn State linebacker, he's also good friends with the current Penn State athletic director, Pat Kraft. And he hasn't done a great job, quashing rumors that he's going to go to Penn State. He hasn't really said no. He said on the Pat McAfee show, a few days ago that he just refuses to be distracted when asked about going to Penn State. So that's not really saying I'm not going to go to Penn State. That's just kind of saying I don't want to think about that right now. There's definitely some other guys that could go there. I think Eli Drinkwitz, the head coach of Missouri, is another guy that could definitely potentially go there. He's really built up Missouri's program in the SEC, and he's doing good stuff with Bo Prabula right now, former Penn State quarterback. And so I think that's a name that Penn State fans would actually want to see potentially come to Happy Valley. And he definitely is more of an offensive-minded guy. I know that those James Franklin teams for so long were just very defensive-oriented and sort of run by the defense, and the offense just keeps the team in the game to win. And so I'm sort of on the boat of either Matt Rule, who feels like another James Franklin type. He's a big-time builder of programs. He made Temple football, pretty relevant there for a few years with PJ Walker and Hassan Reddick. So I'm pretty curious to see if Penn State sort of goes in the same direction that they're accustomed to with a Matt Rule type, or like a motivator, more of a defensive-minded coach, or they try to go more of an offensive direction and sort of try to bring an offense-first approach that they haven't really had in a long time.
Yeah, I really like the idea of Drinkwitz. Like he's basically brought this Missouri program from like the depths of the SEC, like one of those teams that just would win 6 games every single year, and now they're a top 25 team. And you really don't see teams making that. I guess Vandy, but you don't see too many teams making that jump in the SEC. You look at a team like Auburn; they've been a 6-win team for like the last like 10 years, 15 years. But he's done that with Missouri. I honestly think he would be a good option to explore.
There's another name that I've been hearing stuff about is Clark Lee, who's the Vanderbilt head coach. Obviously, James Franklin came from Vanderbilt, and like Clark Lee is an offensive-minded guy. You saw what they did last year. They put up 40 points against Bama. They started 5-0 again this year. They're ranked 17th in the country right now. Diego Pavia looks amazing. Like I wouldn't be mad at a Clark Lee coming in.
Interesting. So, Logan, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I can't say that the James Franklin tenure was disappointing. He certainly won a lot of games. So I think going back to the Vanderbilt is something to definitely consider. He's definitely built up the Vanderbilt program as much or more than James Franklin did. So I think anytime you can bring in an SEC coach that can turn around a program like, Missouri or Vanderbilt and bring them into the near powerhouse contender, I think it's something that should really be considered when hiring a new head coach for a program like Penn State with such a tradition and history.
And there's also I think Tulane's head coach is up for a SEC move or a Big Ten move.
Interesting.
So I think it's John Summerall or Jason Summerall, I think his name is. I wouldn't be mad at him because Tulane has looked good. They've always been the preseason pick to be the group of 5 surprise or whatever.
They're fighting for the playoff this year. Yeah. Jake Retzlaff.
I do like Jake Retzlaff.
Great quarterback.
How do you feel about Jake Retzlaff, Ben Schlegel?
I think Retzlaff can knock the ball. He was real good at BYU. I think he can sort of bring in energy. I don't know how much eligibility he has left, but something tells me that if Summerall needs to go to a big four program, you might see Retzlaff following suit if he has eligibility left.
I think this might be his last year of eligibility.
Interesting. Huh. Yeah, no, that would be crazy. Like if he somehow did have another year left and he was able to follow Summerall to Penn State, that could be nuts. That would blow up Happy Valley. But yeah, no, does he have eligibility left?
I want to say one more thing about Drew Aller. I think obviously his tenure at Penn State is going to end disappointingly. He was a 5-star. You expected him to be the quarterback messiah to bring us up into finally a championship team. But obviously it's ending disappointingly, but he's like first or second all time in minimum 100 passing attempts. He's first all time in like completion percentage. He's third all time in yards, third all time in touchdowns, first all time in touchdown percentage, first in interception percentage. Like obviously he's stats wise, he's one of the greatest Penn State quarterbacks of all time. But it didn't end well, and that's how he's gonna be. He's gonna be remembered for that pick he threw against Oregon this year and the pick he threw against Oregon in the Big Ten championship last year.
Yeah.
That's how he's gonna be remembered.
So we've been talking about Penn State pretty much this whole time so far. Well, why don't we bring this over to baseball? Let's talk about the way the Phillies went out, 4 games to the LA Dodgers. Doesn't look that, in my opinion, doesn't look that bad anymore now that the Dodgers just did what they did against the Brewers. But yeah, what are you guys thinking about the way that ended? Is that really a cause for major concern in the team, or are the Dodgers just that good? Has your opinion sort of changed over the past week? I'm curious to hear what you guys think.
I mean, I think the Dodgers have been obviously the Brewers had the best record in the MLB this year, but the Dodgers objectively have the best roster in the MLB, and I think as soon as they put a Ryan Kerkering in the 11th inning that game, I was like, some shit's gonna happen, and it's the first time there's been a walk. It's the first time there's been a walk-off error in the playoffs since the 1970s.
Really?
And, yeah.
Wow.
I saw that somewhere.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. I would believe that. Yeah.
But I'm still pretty pissed about that. I still think though I was under the impression the winner of the Phillies Dodgers series was going to be the winner of the World Series. So I still think the Dodgers are going to win, but I'm obviously rooting for the Mariners because fuck the Dodgers.
Absolutely, yeah.
What do you think, Schlegel?
Yeah, I think I'm really not a fan of the Dodgers. I don't like the Dodgers. I think all the deferred money that they have is really causing quite a problem in the major leagues. I think that having $70 million go to Ohtani after his contract ends is insane, and it just allows them to spend so much money in the now. And honestly, I think that the MLB could be towards a player strike, because
that's what I'm hearing.
This sort of God squad type of team is just, it's hard to sustain the entertainment value of that. It's not the only sport in town anymore. You can't really have a 27 Yankees. And so I am definitely curious to see what happens with that. But as far as the Phillies go, they're my baby. And to watch your baby take a step back every year is gut-wrenching. It sucks. Watching them every season just kind of either stay stagnant or get a little worse. I was thinking this year, we can't do worse than last season after we clinched the bye, because I was like, well, we can't regress like we did from 2009 to 2011 in the Yankees series every year. But apparently, it can feel like you regressed when watching your team play. The only sort of upside takeaway I have from that is that the Brewers got absolutely squashed by the Dodgers. And so that makes me feel a little not better about our performance, but I understand it a little more. The Brewers, I think, scored 4 runs in 4 games. I mean, that you're never going to win a series doing that.
The Dodgers are such a good playoff team. As soon as you get to the playoffs, you just know they're going to it's crazy. They are ruining baseball at the moment, in my personal opinion. I'm pretty sure that's what Dave Roberts himself said last night. But yeah, I mean, the Phillies. How much are they actually regressing? That's my are they actually regressing, or are they just they keep having what does it take to actually beat a team like the Dodgers in the playoffs?
I think last year against the Mets, I think they definitely showed regression from the previous 2 years. But I think this year, playing the Dodgers and holding them to 2 runs and holding them to 2 runs in both games in LA. Like, I think that showed there's not much regression actually going on. I just think they weren't like I think it was pretty stagnant from the Mets series, but the Mets was a complete drop off from the NLCS losing to the Diamondbacks in Game 7 and losing to the World Series in Game 6 to the Astros the year before. But I think the team wasn't built right to beat the Dodgers, I guess. I think Dodgers just have too much firepower, too much depth, and Phillies couldn't do anything about it. After they got to the 11th inning, they shut down. Yeah. And I'm still under the impression they should have kept Luzardo in. I didn't want to take Luzardo out.
Yeah. And I think another thing to point out is the Dodgers' record is like a lie. Like I know they went 93 and 69, obviously, but their team is so good that I think if you run a simulation of their season 100 times, this is probably one of the 5 worst regular season outcomes that it could have possibly had.
Yep.
I mean, the team wasn't really that injured. Guys played a lot. Ohtani played 150 plus games. I mean, Freddie Freeman played almost 150. I think Betts played exactly 150. And it took Betts having a down year and, some bad luck for them to only win 93 games, their worst season in 7 years. That's just kind of, I guess the Dodgers now. They kind of just lose in the regular season and then just kick every team to the curb come post-season time. And, it's not great for the competitive balance of baseball, seeing stuff like this happen. It's now 5 times in the last 9 years that they've been the representative for the NL.
Yep.
They've also won the NL West 15 out of the last 17 years or something like that, right?
Crazy.
Exactly. It's just not sustainable for the watching experience. The only time they didn't win the NL West since 2013, they still won 106 games. So it's just the Giants had what felt like the team of destiny, and that team just immediately lost to the Dodgers in the playoffs. So, yeah, I'm really curious to see how baseball sort of handles the Dodgers in future situations like that, because it's just sort of depressing how inevitable it all feels now with them.
Do you think there should be you think they should add a salary cap to baseball?
So, I don't know if a salary cap is. I'd much rather have a salary floor. I want teams like the Marlins, the Pirates, the Rockies to actually spend money.
I agree.
Yeah.
And the Athletics. Well, geez, the Athletics too. These teams, they have to be able to spend money because it's a disservice to fan bases to not put out a product that can actually compete. The Dodgers might lose a 3-game series to the Marlins in the regular season, but they're never going to lose a 7-game series.
No.
These smaller markets just don't stand a chance. They really don't. And it's a shame because, baseball's such a efficient and fun sport to watch. And just to see how uncompetitive it all feels I think the Dodgers payroll was at least 3 times as big as the Brewers this year.
Yeah.
And the Brewers probably felt like a team of destiny, I'm sure, from their own angle. And it really is just a shame to kind of see it all, fall apart, if you will, so quickly for them, running into a juggernaut like the Dodgers, or guys like Tyler Glasnow are coming out of the bullpen.
Roki Sasaki is the closer. That's what pisses me off is that they don't need Roki Sasaki to play to start because they have so many good starters that he can just max out velocity and fucking curveballs in the 10th inning or whatever, 9th inning, and he's unhittable.
Yeah, his splitter is vicious. It is a really it's a fun watch with the talent, I guess, for the Dodgers, but beyond that, I mean, it's just kind of depressing knowing your team's going to lose when you watch it.
Yeah.
It all feels so, again, it feels scripted isn't the right word. It just feels inevitable.
Yeah, no,
What's going to happen?
in no other sports league, I guess soccer, but soccer is its own thing over in Europe. But in no other sports league in the U.S. can you have a team as loaded as the Dodgers because they can basically spend as much as they want. They're doing all their crazy salary cap mechanisms, right? Again, offloading all that pay on Ohtani, and it's crazy. And then you have guys like Mike Trout, one of the legends of the game. He's getting paid. He has not played a meaningful game of baseball in his life. He hasn't played a meaningful game of baseball the entire time he's been in the MLB. And it's like it's not good for baseball. Like it really is. You need a team like the Angels to have like one or two good seasons. Mike Trout's playing in the playoffs. Everyone starts to get excited. And now you're seeing it again. Paul Skeens, generational talent. Paul Skeens. He's on the Pittsburgh Pirates. They're winning like 65 games a season. Like
he'll be a Dodger in 3 years.
And honestly, good for him. Like for the sake of baseball, I hope he is a Dodger. Well, I hope he's a Met. But like, you get my idea. Like he needs to be on the bigger team because that's what baseball needs. That's what people want to see in the playoffs. October baseball. You'd be hard pressed to argue that that's not like the greatest. Like, baseball doesn't have some of the best playoffs in the world. Like the intensity, it's really unmatched. And you need the big guys, the big stars playing in these games. And you look at, I'm going to get more into this later, but you look at a guy like Cal Raleigh. Now, the Mariners somehow ended up being good. Cal Raleigh's in the playoffs. It's fun to watch him in the playoffs. You want to watch these big stars playing in the playoffs. And for a guy like Mike Trout, it's never going to happen because he's on the Angels, who will not spend the money to build a team that can actually get to the playoffs.
I will say, Paul Skeens is from LA. He grew up an Angels fan, but his favorite player ever, I believe, is Ohtani. So
I just said in 3 years he'll be a Dodger, and it hurts, but yeah.
That's a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not great.
No.
I think Stevie Cohen's gonna have something to say about that. It's really a great place to play. Queens, greatest fans in the world. You're hanging out with Juan Soto. What's not to love?
Why would Paul Skeens want to hang out with Juan Soto?
Because they're both generational talents. Like that's like if you're a like Ohtani, I think he had a good time with Trout, even though they're like two like pretty different guys. But like or Soto and Judge, they had like a good thing going. These like, and it's great to see them playing together too. But again, you need more parity in baseball. You need teams like the Angels, the Pirates, especially the Pirates. The Pirates are such a historic franchise, and to see them just like wallowing in 65 win season after 65 win season, it's sad. It's really not good for baseball.
Agreed.
So Schlegel, I know we don't have you for too much longer. So the other thing I want to bring up is the Philadelphia Eagles. You're wearing the jersey. I know our viewers can't see the jersey, but you're wearing the jersey. The Eagles, 18 wins in a row, won the Super Bowl, obviously. Incredible season. 18 wins in a row, start the season off 4-0. Lose a shocker at home against the Broncos, then go on the road, MetLife Thursday night, get walloped by the New York Giants. How are we feeling? Are we in panic mode? Is it panic time yet, or are we just riding this out?
I don't know if I'm fully ready to panic. Obviously, the offense has been incredibly underwhelming. We've been outgained in all 6 games we've played this year. So the other team is literally always moving the ball better than us, which just doesn't really inspire confidence. However, I'm going to give them this week. I think pretty much everyone's healthy except for our backup tight end as far as like being able to play. And so I am curious to see how Saquon moves with Landon Dickerson, our Pro Bowl left guard back. I'm really hoping that I can see something promising this week. Losing to Carson Wentz would just not make me feel good. I know it's definitely probably feels like a bit of a revenge game for him. But he is, I believe, 33 years old now. So I really hope that we can sort of take care of business with the backup quarterback of the Vikings. I think being able to move the ball and Quinyon Mitchell starting, he's fully healthy now. I mean, I don't know how his hamstring is, but he's not really. He's a full participant in practice this week. So if he can, just hold Justin Jefferson to like under 150 yards, I really like our chances.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not ready to give up yet.
don't. I don't really like the idea of Keely Ringo or Dory Jackson following Jordan Addison though. That spooks me a little bit.
Yeah, I think we just have to have a safety sort of cover.
Yeah.
And provide extra help. If Reed Blankenship, if you can hear me, we could really use some help on Jordan Addison this weekend.
True.
And yeah, so I'm again not ready to give up, but a loss this week would scare me as far as where the season's going, because it does have a lot of 2023 feel to it right now.
It does.
Started out 10-1 and finished 11-6. But at least we had 10 wins before that happened. We don't have 10 wins right now. We have 4. So the collapse to like 7-10 would just be nightmare fuel for an Eagles fan, frankly. I hope that doesn't happen, but I could see it. But I could also see us, catching wind and Patullo figuring out a way to kind of make our offense run properly. And so I kind of hope for the best here, but I'm choosing to remain optimistic.
Yeah, for me right now, Patullo obviously scares me, like a lot of Eagles fans. I'm not in panic mode yet. We won the Super Bowl. We started 4-2. We haven't looked good, but we won 4 games already. And at least like teams that haven't looked good, like the Jets, are 0-6. We haven't looked good. We're 4-2. I see a world where we can turn it around. Patullo scares me, but the biggest thing that scares me right now is the pass rush. The fact that our defensive end, our edge rusher with the most sacks, which is Zadarius Smith with 1.5 sacks, just retired. I don't see us getting pressure over the next couple weeks unless we make a trade, and that's what scares me at the moment.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's definitely something that I did find concerning when your best healthy edge rusher literally retires after saying he loves football still. A few weeks ago he was born to do this. I think definitely getting pressure has been a real struggle for the Eagles this year, but I'm confident in our ability to turn around. Maybe that's sort of delusional thinking. Maybe it's a little spoiled thinking from winning the Super Bowl last year, but yeah, I'm choosing to remain optimistic now. Maybe I won't be feeling so optimistic in 36 hours, but
yeah.
Right now I feel good about, not good, but I feel okay about things.
I agree.
Yeah, I respect you guys for saying that. Like, I feel like it's very easy to freak out over a couple losses, but teams lose all the time. Some little losing streaks happen. Take it from me as a Jets fan. Sometimes you lose games. It happens. No, I agree. Like, if they lose this week, then you start to think, okay, there might be something seriously wrong here. But they started the season off 4-0, had a couple bad losses. The Giants, Jackson Dart looks like a stud.
Jackson Dart has looked really good.
He's looked really good. The Giants had a good game. They were very motivated. Yeah, no, I think this week is going to be a very big tell on how the Eagles are going to be going forward and whether they have a shot to run it back this year, which I really do think they do. Schlegel, one thing before you head out, I was talking about this with Jickle right before we walked into the studio. Back to college football, looking ahead to Week 13. Let's look at some of these games Week 13, right? Number 1 Ohio State hosting Rutgers. Number 20 USC at number 8 Oregon. College Game Day's already been to Oregon. Tennessee at Florida. BYU at Cincinnati. None of these like Power 5 games are very good. Meanwhile, Lafayette Lehigh might be for the Patriot League. Lehigh's probably going to be at least a top 10 team in FCS by then, maybe a top 5 team. Lafayette, we keep winning. We're probably going to be undefeated in conference. Do you think there is a chance that College Game Day comes to the Quad?
I think that would be the dream move. That'd be awesome. But I also think that is kind of just a dream. Unfortunately, Rudy. I love Lafayette football as much as the next guy, but if I'm a big wig at ESPN, I'm not looking at Lafayette College in College Game Day too. As fun as it would be, I know that Lafayette's played Lehigh at Yankee Stadium before. I think that was like the 150th meeting, though. And unfortunately, this is, I believe, like an off year for something like that. I don't think it's ending in a 5 or a 0. But I'm hopeful that one day, college game day could come to Lafayette or Lehigh. I'd certainly make the trek back up to see that. But just the game itself, I think we're going to win. I think we're going to kick their butt. We have to. I would really love to see us win the league again. We won the Patriot League 2 years ago and then had unfortunate quarterback problems facing Delaware. But now Delaware is an FBS team, so we almost beat an FBS team in the playoffs just 2 years ago, and it's a very similar team to them. So I'm hopeful for Lafayette, but I do think we're going to win, and I don't think we're getting college game day.
I'm like, the more I look at the games for that week, I'm slowly starting to get more confident that we might actually get it. I might write a letter to ESPN myself. I'm going to write a letter. I'm going to be like, ESPN, it's our 200th anniversary. This is going to be for the conference. Lehigh's nationally ranked top 10 team. I think it should be on the quad. The quad. Can you imagine the quad having college game day? That would be beautiful. Like that's like that's what we all need. That is what America needs. Really.
Yeah. So spoiler, I did go to Penn State. Obviously, you guys know my freshman year of college, and I was there for college game day, and it is one of the coolest things ever. Not gonna lie, it is awesome. But I just don't know if we're big enough. But I do think one day before I kick the bucket, they will get college game day.
It's got to happen.
That day is this year.
Yeah. That can you like Pat? Can you imagine Pat McAfee and like fucking Nick Saban on like that would be the Pat McAfee burns down party again. Like it's like he's got to make the pick. Like it's.
It would be a lot of fun. I can see this. In my brain, this looks absolutely fantastic. And Lafayette's going to beat Oregon State today. Oregon State's 0-7.
Absolutely. Kente Edwards, four touchdowns, maybe 5 touchdowns, maybe 6, 7. It's going to happen. It's going to.
Yeah. I'm hopeful now.
Okay, Schlegel, it was an honor talking to you. Thanks for coming on, giving your thoughts about the sorry state of sports in the state of Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me, guys. I really appreciate it.
Of course, dude.
It's an honor.
We'd love to have you in person sometime.
Absolutely.
We'd love getting some Schlegel mannerisms. Yeah.
Maybe I can get a little rundown of the Lafayette game in about a month.
Yeah.
And slowly
Yup.
Give my opinion on things. Thanks again, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on.
Have a good day.
That Loft Lehigh show. I'm trying to think when maybe we should do it like the day before Loft Lehigh, like the Friday.
We do it like we wake up at 6 a.m. Come here, beers in hand, do it.
That would be crazy to do on Saturday. I don't know how feasible that is, but like if we did it like Friday afternoon or Friday, like we would basically have like everyone on like a rotating panel. Like these seats are like always occupied.
Oh, yeah.
We just at some point we got to have Dan in.
So we got to get Sully on here. Yeah, that's true.
Sports editor for the Lafayette newspaper. Like he knows the ins and outs of Lafayette football better than anybody. He will be in the studio at some point, hopefully before Lafayette, but definitely before, like definitely the day before that game when we preview it. But yeah, no, this is really a great discussion. Always great having Schlegel on. Sad it couldn't be in person. We tried to invite him in person. Unfortunately, he's stuck in Delaware County for the weekend. But yeah, no, it's always great having him on. Yeah, so now why don't we talk about the big? Well, there were a couple of huge games last night. Let's start with college football.
Yep.
Last night, crazy game. Let me find this. Yeah, crazy game. Louisville beats Miami. Beats number 2 Miami in Miami. Trouble in paradise. Carson Beck throws for 271 yards. Appears to be a good game. 4 interceptions. 4 interceptions, including one to seal the deal. They were in field goal range. They were probably going to kick a field goal, tie it up, bring it to overtime. Miami should theoretically have the edge in overtime. Carson Beck throws a pick.
Yep.
Game over. Louisville wins. absolutely nuts. This has been a great season of college football. Everyone's losing. You have no idea who's going to lose when. Don't even know what the playoff picture looks like at this point. That's a later discussion. But wow.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I've never been the biggest Carson Beck fan. Never been a hater. I think he wins when he's supposed to, but I think last night was the first game I've really ever seen from him where he didn't win when he was supposed to. And I like Carson Beck. Like, he's a good quarterback. He does like I'm saying, like he does what he's supposed to. Has 271 yards. The 4 picks is the issue.
And the thing is, like, you had 3 picks. It's like, well, 3 picks is never good, but you have 3 picks. It's whatever. But you're still leading your team down the field to tie the game, send it to overtime. And at the end of the day, if you win that game, you're not the hero, but you're still the guy that kept your team undefeated and as the number 2 team in the country. And he throws the pick when they're in field goal range as time is very close, like in the final minute of the game, seals it. Like, it's inexcusable.
Yeah.
And Miami, they've had a great season, so maybe they don't have questions to answer now, but they are getting close to having some questions to answer. Great win for Louisville, 5-1 on the season.
Yep.
Wow.
Louisville's gonna be ranked next week.
They will be ranked next week. We'll see how high up. Jeff Brom, great job he's doing there.
Yep. I don't know the last time Louisville was ranked in football, to be honest.
I don't know. I saw something like this is their like second win against an AP top 2 team ever. Yeah, let's see. Last time Louisville was ranked.
Louisville was ranked. When was the last time they were ranked? It looks like last year they were ranked. Oh, okay. They were ranked last year, the year before, and then before then it hasn't been since Lamar Jackson.
Okay, yeah. So they have been flying under the radar as a sneaky good team with Jeff Brom as the head coach. Great hire away from Purdue. But yeah, no, that's a crazy game, crazy win. Good for them. I wonder. Let me see their schedule. If we have college game day at Louisville, could be nuts.
True.
And they have no one else on the schedule, so it's not going to be there. But like. That should be fun. Next week, they're hosting BC. They're going to be ranked. I assume everyone's going to be going nuts at that game. Good for them. Trouble in paradise. Miami's looking a little shaky.
I disagree. I think Miami will be fine. I think Miami's still probably going to win the ACC.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you look at this. I'm looking at their schedule right now. Stanford, SMU, Syracuse, NC State, VT, and Pitt.
Yeah.
They're going to win the ACC. Well, I guess you got like Florida State. I'm not sure what the standings look like, but you got Florida State and Clemson who are going to have something to say about that. Georgia Tech is good this year.
Yeah, Haynes King has been like probably the best quarterback in the country this year. Haynes King and Fernando Mendoza.
Georgia Tech is good this year, number 12 in the country. That game against Georgia on Thanksgiving weekend could be nuts. And that game, it's usually what usually ends up happening. It's always a close game, but what usually ends up happening every year. Georgia's is like very highly ranked team. Georgia Tech is like 6-6 or something, or they're on their way to being 6-6. And then Georgia Tech, just because it's their big rivalry game, always makes it somewhat close. But this year, it could be like maybe a top 10 game.
Yeah.
They both keep playing as well as they have been.
Yeah, I agree with you. Georgia Tech always that's always a fun game to watch because even though half the time Georgia Tech's like not good, but they also just like like you said, it's the big rival. They're both gonna play well no matter what. I'm like I like their quarterback Haynes King and true dual threat. He leads their team in passing yards, rushing yards, passing touchdowns, rushing touchdowns.
Wow.
He seems like a good. Every time I've seen him in like interviews as well, he seems like a good guy.
Yeah,
he's a guy I can root for. But I still do think I think it'll probably be Georgia Tech versus Miami in the ACC championship. But I still do think Miami's going to win.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then another game last night. You guys are talking about Matt Rule's the potential successor, Penn State. Did not have a good night last night. They go to Minnesota, lose 24-6. Dylan Raiola gets sacked 9 times.
That's one I'm not. That doesn't really change my opinion on Matt Rule, to be completely honest. I don't think Dylan Raiola is a good quarterback. I mean, like, I didn't think he was good last year.
Right.
Don't think he's great this year. Like, he was playing on the road at a Minnesota team who's actually been good this year, 5-2, 3-1
in the conference.
Who are always going to have they always have a good running game, always have a good defense, like, and their quarterback has looked pretty good. Like, 10 touchdowns to 3 interceptions, pretty good passer rating. Like, running back looks good. They got 2 running backs they got 3 running backs over 4.5 yards a carry. Shit. Why the fuck is this falling? There it is.
There we go.
Receiver, they pass the ball to everybody. Like, Minnesota is always like a team that they don't get ranked half the time, but they're always like a hard matchup in the, like, later in the year against the higher ranked Big Ten teams.
PJ Fleck, great coach.
True.
And the thing is, like, he's a great coach for a team like Minnesota. Like, obviously, you're never getting like recruits that are that good at Minnesota.
Nope.
You're not getting, but he does a good job with the team, right? And again, he has them competitive in these like conference games, pretty much any game. Like, that is not a game you can sleepwalk into, even if you're a team like Ohio State.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad. Like, PJ Fleck, I don't see a reason he would leave Minnesota, to be completely honest. But I wouldn't be mad at PJ Fleck as a Penn State head coach.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, no.
And I remember the 2019 season. The Golden Gophers start the year 8-0 and play.
I remember that.
Play Penn State. It was number 4 versus number 16 in the country. 8-0 versus 8-0, and they beat Penn State, and that was probably the worst Sean Clifford outing I've ever seen. He threw 3 picks, got sacked probably, I think, 10 times. Like, Penn State couldn't move the ball because Minnesota's defense was just so good. And also the Minnesota offensive line that year, they averaged, like, their height and weight averages was like 6'5", 360 pounds or something like that, 340 pounds or something like that. Penn State's defense just couldn't stop the run game. And it was a bad game for me as a Penn State fan to watch, but it was like, if you're a football fan who just likes in the trenches, big guy versus big guy football, that was a great game to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I remember that weekend because I remember, it was undefeated versus undefeated, and I forget who 1 and 2 were, but there was a game of the century that week.
Was it a 1 and 2 that week?
Yeah, well? It was there was a game of the century that week, 1 and 2. I don't remember who the 1 and 2 were.
Yeah.
And that ended up having game day, and everyone's like, please just go to Minnesota instead. Like, this is like, it's whatever, like random SEC, like 1 and 2.
Yeah,
but Minnesota was fun. The Minnesota fans would have gone nuts.
It was the highest Minnesota had ever been ranked.
I know.
The last since the turn of the century.
Yeah, that would have been nuts. Unfortunately, game day didn't go there that week. But no, that was a fun team. Loved their motto, row the boat.
Yep.
That was.
And then
we have a college football group chat. In the fraternity, that was the initial title of the chat, row the boat.
Also, the Golden Gophers, that's just sick.
The Golden Gophers, they have fun there. Yeah. Like, it's like, again, they're a school. They don't have that many, their resources aren't crazy compared to a lot of these other Power 5 schools, but they're just a fun team. Fleck is a great coach.
Yeah.
And anytime that they're successful, they're just a team that you can't not root for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, good for them. Big win over Nebraska. Today looks like a great day of college football.
We'll go
let's start breaking it. Let's break down the top 25 games.
We got a lot of big games today. LSU at 5-1 at 5-1 Vandy.
That should be good.
Cinema.
Vandy's favored.
Vandy is favored.
Vanderbilt. Imagine a couple years ago, say Vanderbilt is favored over LSU. Right.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's crazy. I think LSU is going to win.
I think LSU is going to. I think it depends on Garrett Nussmeier's play. Garrett Nussmeier, they're 5-1, but I don't think he's had to do much. He's 9 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. I think he's got to take care of the ball, and then they'll win.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. He was the preseason Heisman favorite.
Yep.
Can't hold on to the bubble. Right. We'll see if it happens. I agree. He holds on to it. They win. If not, the goalposts are coming down in Nashville.
Who's gonna who knows what happens in Vandy?
Yeah. I'm so happy for those two. Like, can you imagine? Like, you go to Vanderbilt. You don't like if you're like a senior right now at Vanderbilt. You went no expectation the football team would ever be good. I like baseball is good, but like
Yeah.
no expectation. And now like you're number 17 in the country. You had that Bama game. LSU's now coming in. Right again, like I just said, the goalposts are coming down in Nashville.
Yeah.
If they win, they're going to the river. If Vandy wins this game, that should be a good. I agree. I think LSU wins. I think Nussmeier starts to figure it out. Another interesting game also at noon. Number 12 Georgia Tech. We were just talking about them. Megastar quarterback at Duke. Duke is favored by 3.5.
Yeah. Oh, actually, Duke's favored. I think Georgia Tech's going to blow them out. I think Georgia Tech is really, really good. But I did just get a notification that James Franklin appeared on game day today.
Oh, I remember seeing that. Right. Exclusive interview.
James Franklin appeared on game day today. He said something about how he's going to win a championship somewhere else.
Yeah.
He says,
I believe
his
that.
quote, "I thought we were going to win a championship there. That goal hasn't changed. We're now going to go win a championship somewhere else." Cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to happen.
Nick Saban
yeah.
says the firing is unfair as hell. Like, I think James Franklin seems like we said it earlier. Seems like a really good guy. I think he's going to find another job and he'll be successful there because again, he's a great recruiter and people like him. He's a player's coach.
Yeah,
but he's just not a big game winner, I guess. But
I mean, you saw every year, right? Again, they won the games they were supposed to most years, but every year, Ohio State, Michigan, they would play them every year back when the Big Ten had divisions.
Yeah,
they would lose both of those games every single year.
Yep,
every single year. And at some point, it's like, what are we doing? And then obviously,
those games would also be like 17-13 games or 21-17.
Yep.
Like the defense would look amazing and hold the big game offenses, but then the offense would be shit.
Absolutely, you're right. You just can't. And like I'm sure he'll have success somewhere else. Win a national championship, I don't really think so. But again, Nick Saban, like the firing's unfair. You lose to a winless UCLA. And then Northwestern back-to-back weeks, you lose the ability to control your destiny of like whether or not you're fired. Like that's like
you lose the ability. Like he loses the thing to like the whole argument to keep James Franklin was he wins the games he's supposed to win.
Right.
Back-to-back weeks lost two unexcusable wins. Like they lost two unexcusable games.
Right. He lost the ability to control his destiny. Got fired. Again, hope he has success somewhere else. Okay, let's keep going through these top 25 games.
Oklahoma, South
Carolina. Number 14, Oklahoma on the road. They're favored, not by a lot.
Yeah, I think that's probably an upset. Look at like John Mateer. Obviously, they lost it. They played horrible at Texas last week. John Mateer threw 3 picks. He's playing with like just had surgery on his throwing hand. Like
he's got the 1-to-1 touchdown interception ratio this season.
It's not looking good.
No. But they're still ranked. They're still number 14.
Still ranked number 14.
South Carolina is tough. I love Lenora Sellers too.
I agree.
He's looked a little shaky, but I love him. If he can, that could be a very fun game.
Yeah, I think that's probably a lookout for an upset.
Yeah. Number 1 Ohio State. They're gonna go to Wisconsin. They're gonna blow them out. Although Wisconsin,
Jeremiah Smith probably has 3 touchdowns.
Yeah. Camp Randall's gonna be jumping around while they're down 40. It's the same thing we've been seeing the past couple of seasons, and it's sad because Wisconsin. I think I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. They're fun when they're really good. That's that is. It's like Minnesota. That's just another team when they're good. They're just it's like a fun. The whole like atmosphere there is fun.
Wisconsin, RBU.
Yeah.
Not RBU, but like college running back U.
Yeah. Jonathan Taylor.
Taylor. Melvin Gordon.
Right.
James White, Corey Clement. so many good guys there. Like,
Yeah, that's nuts. Hopefully, at some point, it translates into winning football games and being a national contender. But 12-team playoff, you never know anymore. It can only take a couple
it's
seasons.
true. You could get a Wisconsin somehow goes on a run in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Like they get a favorable Big Ten schedule where they only
Yeah.
play one of the big dogs, and
Right.
then
You
they
never
could go on a
right.
run.
You never know. It's not going to be this season. Ohio State blows them out. Also at 3:30, number 3 Indiana, Michigan State's coming in. That should be another blowout. Kurt Signetti, he's doing unbelievable stuff at Indiana.
He wants to retire there now. Like,
yeah, good for him. Indiana's a football school now. It's a basketball state. They're a football school.
yeah,
Great to see.
I also like their quarterback. Mendoza comes out of nowhere and is having a Heisman candidate season. Like,
Yeah.
this guy was working like finance internships this summer, and then transfers into Indiana for his final year of eligibility, and he's looking like the Heisman, looking like probably could be a number one overall pick.
I'm looking at 17 touchdowns and 2 interceptions.
Yeah, that's the Jets' future quarterback right there.
Yeah, yup. And the Jets are going to find a way to ruin him, like they do everyone else. And then he's going to go to like the Vikings or something and become this like megastar. Like,
maybe he'll go to the Seahawks after.
Yeah, right. He'll go to the Seahawks. Right. The same thing happens with everyone. But like, okay, yeah, he'll be exciting to have on the Jets until the Jets ruin him. Indiana, great stuff they're doing there. Really interesting game at 3:30. Number 4 Texas A&M at Arkansas.
That's not that interesting to me. That's a Texas A&M blowout.
I mean, Texas A&M's only favored by 7.5.
I know.
They're in Fayetteville. Arkansas has not been having a good season, but
yeah,
I don't know. I think Arkansas makes it close. I don't know if they win. I think they make it close. I think that's a 1-score game, maybe a 2-score game. Let's see. Game of the day, 3:30.
That's where this is game day.
Game day. Number 5 Ole Miss. Been looking unbelievable this year. Lane Kiffin has been doing incredible stuff.
Yep.
Incredible stuff there. Ole Miss a couple seasons ago looked dead in the water. He's completely turned them around. They're, I think, favorites to win the SEC at this point, or they're up there.
Ole Miss? I think it's probably still Bama.
But Ole Miss looks good.
They do. You want to hear the story of this quarterback at Ole Miss?
Yeah.
So this kid, Trinidad Chambliss, right?
Yep. Great name.
He played in Division II last year at Ferris State.
Oh, powerhouse.
Ferris State. Transfers into Ole Miss. Won the backup job in camp.
Yep.
Starter Austin Simmons goes down week 1.
Yep.
Trinidad Chambliss comes in and he's looked great.
Yeah, what a story. Like, I really hope they win. I hope they keep winning. They're going up against number 9 Georgia. Game's in Athens. Crowd's going to be going nuts. That might be the loudest crowd in sports.
0-star recruit from Trinidad and Tobago.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, what a story. What a story. I really hope they win this game. They're going into Georgia. The evil empire of college football. Gunnar Stockton, really uninspiring quarterback.
That's what Georgia's had the last forever. Like,
yeah, like Georgia to me is almost becoming the new Bama. Like, I'm starting to just like root for Georgia to lose just because they're so good.
No,
like,
I root for Georgia so much more like than Bama. Like,
yeah, I guess more than Bama, but like, no, I'm rooting for Ole Miss in this game. Great fan base at Georgia, though. I was just saying that might be the loudest atmosphere in sports, Sanford Stadium. Like, I really don't know what. I guess maybe Penn State for whiteout. Georgia's loud, and they're loud when it's an afternoon game. They're loud if it's at noon, if it's at night. They are like that is an unbelievable stadium.
Yeah.
The Georgia band, really tough to be the Georgia band. Do. Like it's really the greatest thing. I'm excited to watch that game. Hopefully finish my essay on time. I can watch it in full, like whatever.
We're also talking about the Georgia like uninspiring quarterbacks, right?
Yeah.
You got obviously Matt Stafford, a great guy, started for 3 years at Georgia, goes first overall pick, wins a Super Bowl in the NFL with the Rams, I think he's out of current players, like the leader in like everything besides Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
He's a great quarterback. Love Matt Stafford. Obviously has had the two best statistical seasons by a wide receiver. Matt Stafford was the quarterback for.
Yep.
But since Matt Stafford, you get Joe Cox for a season in 2009, Aaron Murray from 2010 to 2013, who's the SEC career passing yards leader. Didn't do jack shit in the NFL.
No.
I don't even think he went to the NFL, actually.
I did not know his name before right now.
Me too. Then you get Hudson Murray, Grayson Lambert, Jacob Eason, who career backup in the NFL. Jake Fromm, career backup in the NFL. Stetson Bennett,
old,
career backup in the NFL. JT Daniels, probably working at a McDonald's these days. Carson Beck, obviously at Miami, but game manager,
and really doing
Stockton,
great stuff there. 4 interceptions, but
exactly. They're all game managers.
Yeah, right. But they keep winning. Kirby Smart is unbelievable coach. He knows how to win football games. The defense is so good every year.
Defense is always good.
The defense is so good every year. The offense gets the job done. Really good. I'm starting to see them as the evil empire. I would argue starting to displace Bama, but
I'm still I kind of agree. I wouldn't be. I'm not mad at that take, but I still root against Bama more so than I root against Georgia. But
yeah, I think I agree. I think it's starting to change a little bit for me, though.
I might be I think I am rooting for Ole Miss in this game, but I'm rooting for a fun to watch football game.
I agree. Yeah. Right. I want to see Chambliss do some crazy stuff, like 5 touchdowns. Yeah. Okay, so then 4 o'clock, pretty interesting one. Number 7 Texas Tech is nuts.
Yeah.
Number 7 Texas Tech. Can't believe I'm saying that. At Arizona State, only favored by 6.5. Arizona State, I think Sam Levin's going to be back. He's a great quarterback. Maybe a little, I don't know, over or underrated. I would say, I don't know. Scatterbo did a lot for them last year.
Yeah. I don't know.
That should be a fun game.
Texas Tech's looked really, really good. The defense has looked amazing. Let's go back to their previous week scores. 7 points to Arkansas Pine Bluff. Sure. 14 to Kent State, 14 to Oregon State, 10 to Utah, 11 to Houston, 17 to Kansas.
Yeah, they are dominant.
They haven't played a game where they haven't been in a close game this entire season.
No, and you could argue they haven't played a good team either, but they have been blowing teams out. They've been blowing out who they should blow out.
They haven't been ranked since 2018. They were ranked 25 in week 5 of 2018. They were ranked 24 in week 7 of 2017. And then in 2013 they got up to 10. That's the last time they've been a top 10 team in the country.
They are now number 7 in the country.
Yeah.
That's nuts. That's absolutely nuts. Great to see. Good for them.
Good to see. Big 10 football is back. Big 12 football is back, maybe? Are we saying that yet?
I think we need some more of those teams to be ranked.
That's true.
There's just they're not. I'd like to see it happen. I was hoping Arizona State would be a little better this year with Sam Levitt, but obviously you lose Scatterbo, it's tough.
BYU's ranked. Cincinnati's ranked, I think. Utah, I think, is ranked.
Yeah, I mean,
Utah's ranked.
They're all ranked, but other than Texas Tech, they're not ranked that highly, which is the problem.
That's true.
We'll see how the rest of the season plays out for them. Let's see what else is interesting here. Rutgers hosting number 8 Oregon. Oregon fresh up. So the thing is, I think Rutgers will probably get blown out here.
Yep.
Having said that, Oregon did just lose, and they are now flying across country to play at what I assume is going to be a sold-out SHI stadium. Unless the Rutgers fans are just completely given up, but I assume it's going to be sold out.
It's probably sold out because Oregon's ranked 8 in the country. But
yeah.
I don't see I'm sorry, man. I know you're a Rutgers fan, but I think I got an Oregon blowout happening.
Yeah, I don't really see it happening. I just think you never know. This could be It probably won't be a letdown game for Oregon, but it could be. It could be. I'm holding out hope. 7 p.m. Very interesting game.
We skipped over the Memphis UAB game, by the way.
Oh, riveting.
Well,
Although Memphis might be in the college football playoff this year.
Memphis. Well, Memphis obviously I think is the second highest ranked Group of 5 team behind USF right now, but they're both American, so they're both in the American. So the American championship.
That could be nuts.
The American championship, like conference championship game, could be
the
the
decider
game for the Group of 5 team in the college football playoff.
And then Tulane's going to be lurking.
Exactly.
Wait, let's see what Tulane did.
Look up American conference standings.
Okay, yeah.
Also, UAB, they're playing at UAB. Insane looking stadium, by the way. Like, were you flying? I flew into Birmingham last week to go visit my brother at University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa. You fly into Birmingham, the stadium you can see from the airport. Crazy looking stadium.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, I'm looking this up.
Progressive or Protective Stadium or something. Yeah, Protective Stadium in Birmingham. We like crazy looking thing. Also, like amazing logo from the what are they? The Blazers.
Yeah, the Blazers.
UAB Blazers. Crazy logo. Cool looking stadium.
Oh yeah. Look at that video board.
Right next to the Top Golf in Birmingham.
Yeah.
Under the lights, like look at it under the lights, like that's cool, right?
Oh my God, yeah. Oh, if they might not ever be competitive. If they're ever competitive, that will be a fun atmosphere in Birmingham, Alabama. So we're looking at the American standings right now. Yeah, really all over the place. Tulane's 2-0 in conference. So I was looking at Tulane. Tulane plays Memphis. They don't play USF.
Yeah. And then you look at Navy. Who does Navy play coming up?
Yeah, Navy 4-0 in conference.
Navy plays USF and Memphis.
Oh.
Is Navy undefeated?
Yeah, Navy's undefeated. 6-0.
6-0.
They could be ranked soon.
Are they ranked?
I don't think so. No, they're not.
No Navy ranking.
They must be right outside the top 25.
Let's see. Have they gotten votes? No, yeah, they have 11 votes at the
moment. Okay, well, so I'm actually looking at it now. Like, a lot of these games are really close. They destroyed Tulsa, but they beat Rice by 8, barely beat Air Force, barely beat Temple.
It looks like the conference, the Group of 5 team that can make the college football playoff. You got USF, Memphis are 19 and 22 ranked.
Yep.
The other teams that are receiving votes, you got Navy, another American team.
Yep.
And you got Tulane, another American team.
Is that it for the Group of 5 receiving votes? Is there anyone else there?
That's it.
Wow. Okay.
UNLV with 30 votes.
Yeah. Okay. So almost definitely the Group of 5 teams coming out of the American.
It's the American Conference champion.
That'll be a very interesting race to watch.
Big out of the American. Temple 3-3. That's 3 more wins than they had last year.
Yeah.
Or it's 2 more, actually. They won 1 game, I think.
Shout out. Temple's on the rise.
Temple on the way back.
Yup.
They got blown out at home against Oklahoma, but
who cares?
Oklahoma
at the link. I remember that. We were thinking about going to that game.
We
Yeah, we were. It didn't end up happening. 6:30 Washington State at number 18 Virginia. I don't know too much about Virginia this year, but they're ranked and they're in the ACC, so good for them.
Yeah. I don't think they've played a big ACC game yet, though.
No, I don't think so.
They had a win. They had a big win. I do remember that, but I don't know who they.
No, they did. They beat Florida State back in Florida.
Was the Florida State win.
Yeah, right. They beat Florida State when Florida State.
Tommy Castellanos 3 picks.
They beat Florida State and they beat Louisville last week.
Oh, nice.
Oh, and they really don't have any big ACC games unless you count UNC.
It's on the CW though.
Yeah, on the CW. You know who else is on the CW tonight? Lafayette football.
We're watching it, right?
Oh yeah. We are. Yeah. 7 p.m. ESPN. I'm excited for this game. Number 21 Texas ranked again with Arch Manning.
Arch Manning looked good against
looked a lot better than he had been before that against Oklahoma. Texas ranked again.
I think the bye week for them helped.
I agree.
I think you look at who they're going to Kentucky, like Kroger Field is a really cool atmosphere. Like I've never been, but from what I can tell, it's a hard place to play when you get those late season conference matchups in the like Kentucky. Maybe they'll go 6-6 this year, but from what I can tell, like playing in Kentucky, is a hard place to play.
Yeah. That should be good. I still think Texas blows them out.
I agree.
But okay, so then
Bryant-Denny Stadium, maybe the game of the week.
Right. If Ole Miss Georgia didn't exist, this is up there. Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't. They wouldn't because Bama's already had game day, so game day wouldn't go there anyway.
Yeah.
But you have Tennessee at Alabama, 7:30 p.m. Obviously, my brother goes to Bama. I should be rooting for them, but it's Bama. Who roots for Bama if you don't? Like if you don't go to Bama, who roots for Bama?
No. Yeah.
I'm rooting for Tennessee. Give me what's his name? Joey Aguilar out of
Joey Aguilar.
Basically like a trade between Tennessee and UCLA for Joey Aguilar to go to Tennessee. Malava to go to UCLA. Tennessee's looked great.
Right. Tennessee got the better of that exchange.
One loss. Their one loss being a 3-point loss in a shootout to Georgia.
Right. Ty Simpson looks unbelievable for Alabama.
Ty Simpson hasn't like I've been saying, doesn't turn the ball over. I said in the game last week, Missouri at Alabama, both 5-0. Or no, it was 4-1 Bama, 5-0 Georgia, right? Or 5-0 Missouri.
Yep.
We were talking about how Ty Simpson doesn't turn the ball over. Ty Simpson still hasn't turned the ball over. The only turnover in that Missouri game was driving down the field. Missouri has a chance to get down the field and score a touchdown to win or kick a field goal to tie.
Yep.
The only turnover, Bo Pribula throws a pick. Driving down the field, the only time there was a pick in that, the only turnover in that game, and that's what caused what caused them the loss.
Yeah. No, big win for Bama. Right, it's tough going into Missouri.
And obviously
Ty Simpson, 200 yards, 3 touchdowns, great. Yeah. But Bama just looked good. And
he's on this season. He's 16-1 touchdown to interception ratio.
Yeah,
that's what you want out of your quarterback.
Yeah, but tonight in Bryant-Denny, number 11 Tennessee, number 6 Bama. I think Bama's going to win because it's a home game, but I really have no idea. That's just going to be such a fun game to watch. I'm so excited for it.
I don't like the spread of 8.5. I think 8.5 is way too big of a spread.
I think it's a one-score game. I agree. I think it's a one-score game. But these Bama fans are going to be going nuts. Dixieland Delight against Tennessee. It really doesn't get better than that.
You want to hear something? Did you know Dixieland Delight is actually written about a girl from Tennessee?
Yeah. It's about a Tennessee United. Right? The band Alabama wrote a song about Tennessee, and now
Bama sings it and says "fuck Tennessee" or "fuck Auburn" and LSU and Tennessee too.
Yup. Yeah, no, and it's great. And the Tennessee fans will not. Well, not even just the Tennessee fans. Like any other SEC fan will not let Bama fans forget that either. They're like, You're singing a song that's written about another state who's your rival that you directly mention when you sing the song. It's going to be crazy. Third Saturday in October. We've been waiting for this. Tennessee, Bama. That'll be nuts. Simultaneously, we got another ranked game. Number 20 USC, number 13 Notre Dame. Notre Dame 2 losses, still number 13 in the country. Feels like a game they got to win.
Notre Dame's 2 losses, though. Miami, who are number 2 going into this week.
Yep.
Texas A&M, who are number 4 going into this week.
Yeah,
right.
I
understand
so that's why
them
they're
being ranked still pretty high.
Yeah, this is a game you gotta win.
Do I think they're better than some of the teams that are below them? Maybe not. But big game coming up for Notre Dame in a couple weeks. You got Notre Dame versus probably an undefeated Navy.
Oh,
that'll be a good game.
That could be good. Yeah. Other than that, there's not that much on the schedule. This really feels like one they have to win.
This is the game for them because obviously they don't get a conference championship. They're not going to make it in as a 3. They're not going to be a 3-loss at-large bid.
Yep.
So this is a win. This is a must-win.
It's must-win for USC, honestly, too,
True.
As they're 5-1, but only number 20 in the country, and they're fighting to give themselves a shot at the playoffs.
Well, they're
obviously fresh off their incredible win last week.
This also helps that they upset Michigan last week, but this also helps for conference standings because Notre Dame's not in the conference. So
Yeah.
even if they lose, they're still second or third in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
In conference standings.
And they said and they theoretically still have a shot at the conference championship if
Exactly.
Indiana or Ohio State slip up.
Exactly.
But okay, so we got that game. Those two games simultaneously should be nuts. Very excited to watch both of them. At the same time, we got number 19 South Florida, highest ranked group of 5 teams, hosting Florida Atlantic, favored by a lot. They'll probably blow out FAU.
That's a blowout for me. Byron Brown, quarterback of USF. Honestly, like you see this guy, like if you do, I saw a stat that they did like 100 simulations of the college football season this year on CFB 26, right? This guy won the Heisman like 15 times. He's a dual threat. He's got so far this year he's thrown for almost 1,500 passing yards and 13 touchdowns.
Wow.
And he also already has 364 rushing yards and 5 touchdowns.
Huh.
Good.
Wow.
Cool. Crazy dual threat quarterback.
Yeah.
Obviously, blew out. They blew out Boise State earlier in the season, who everyone was picking to be the Group of 5 team in the playoff was Boise State, and they blew them out.
Yep.
So
very interesting. I'm excited. I'll be what we'll get a little like quad box action going on. And so the question though, right? The question is, what do you Texas?
Well, we'll have this quad box. It'll be Texas, Kentucky, Tennessee, Bama, USC, Notre Dame, and Florida Atlantic, South Florida.
Right.
Or we'll switch out this game for the Missouri game.
Is there any way to do like a 6 box thing?
No, you can't.
Because there are two because there are 2 other crazy games.
I know. Like let's go down to Missouri now.
Yeah, number 16 Missouri only losses to Bama, and they were very close in that game. Going to Auburn. Auburn's 3-3, 0-3 in the conference, but they're playing at Jordan Hare. Missouri's only favored by 1.5.
Yeah, I saw that, but I don't know. I think again, it's another game where it's similar to the LSU situation, right? It's
right.
Can Bro Perbula hold on to the football?
Right.
If Missouri's defense looked really, really good against Alabama. They obviously didn't force a turnover, but the defense looked really good. Forced like 4 or 5 3-and-outs.
Yep.
Can Bo Perbula hold on to the ball? Will decide the game. Is Ahmad Hardy is basically averaging like 6 yards a rush this year.
Right.
I think it's a Missouri win if Bo Perbula holds onto the ball.
I agree, but it could be close.
It could be close.
Jordan Hare, you would hope he's going to be going nuts. Huge chance for winning against Auburn. Even though they sort of suck this year, I hope we get a field storm if they win this.
Auburn also one of the best receivers in the country in Cam Coleman. Cam Coleman kind of last year got overshadowed by Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams, but he was a true freshman last year and was like second of all. Like he had more receiving yards than Ryan Williams, I think. Last
wow,
year. Yeah.
Wow, yeah, no. So Auburn, but Missouri's a great team. Auburn's another one of those teams like Minnesota, Wisconsin, that type of team. Where when they're good, it's just fun. They got a really fun fan base.
Yeah.
War Eagle, maybe one of the coolest mascots in college football.
True.
It would be crazy if Auburn wins. I'm gonna hope they do it. I hope they do it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna happen, but I hope they win. Ranked game at 8 p.m. We're talking about the Big 12. Number 23 Utah, number 15 BYU. The Holy War.
The Holy War.
The Holy War in Provo.
Holy War is a good game. Honestly, like because of how big of a rivalry this game is, like there's a world where you could argue game day could have gone to this game.
Right.
But I also
if there weren't 2 like massively bigger like right.
Yes, but also I think if it's at Utah, they go to game day at Utah.
I agree.
Because you can't go to game day at BYU. Obviously there's no drinking at BYU.
I think they've done it though.
Have they done game day at BYU?
Let's see.
You're probably right, but the half of the atmosphere of game day is all the
Pat McAfee did say that he thought BYU versus Utah would have been the better.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like BYU Utah going to be a great game. I don't think you can go game day at BYU because there's no drinking there. And half the
The-
atmosphere of BYU or half the atmosphere of game day is the drunk fans in the background.
Oh, yeah. Well, although BYU fans do get pretty nuts, like even not like they do a pretty good job of like acting drunk, even though they're not like they still bring the energy. It's been in Provo once in 2009. They haven't been back since.
No, there's two. There's two. So go to the
Yeah,
second
no,
one.
that was some sort of link, I think. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. But yeah, no, yeah, it's a little sad. It's not that game. Obviously, we understand why they chose to go where they did.
Yeah.
But Utah BYU should be a very fun game, rivalry game.
Utah's favored on the road.
Wow, Utah State, and they're lower ranked too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Utah's favored on the road, 5-1 versus 6-0. Maybe BYU hasn't looked good the last couple weeks. Yeah, they almost lost to Arizona last week.
Wow. Okay, I'm excited for that game.
That's gonna be a fun game.
That might sneak into the quad box. It's going to be tough.
box.
It's going to be tight competition. That might sneak into the quad box
because there's games in here that we're gonna have that we're gonna start with in the quad box.
Right.
Like,
all right.
Maybe we start with the Texas Kentucky game.
So then maybe Texas like blowing them out by like 20.
We switch that
yeah.
game out. Like say South Florida is blowing out Florida Atlantic and Missouri is blowing out Auburn. We probably want the Utah BYU game in there.
I'm excited for these games though.
I think these two games are 100% staying in the quad box the entire game. The Tennessee, Bama, USC, Notre Dame.
I agree. Unless they're like crazy blowouts, but they're not going to be.
Yeah.
Hey, right, and then last ranked game today, number 24 Cincinnati, number 1 Oklahoma State.
Number 1 Oklahoma State. 1-5.
1-5 Oklahoma State. Again, Cincinnati blows them out.
Cincinnati blows them out again. Another ranked Big 12 team. Is Big 12 football back?
They might be back. And then
Cincinnati's quarterback looks really good.
And then
almost 1,500 yards, 14 touchdowns to 1 pick. He looks good.
Yeah. And then the most important game of the day, 10 p.m., the CW.
Yep.
Going to be on in the foyer. Single box. We're not having any of this quad box once that game comes on. Lafayette in Corvallis at Oregon State, a winless Oregon State. Can Oregon State pick up their first win of the season? Probably. But you never know.
Hey, you never know.
You never know.
Got Kente Edwards on your team. You never know.
Kente Edwards, like I was saying, he's going to get 4 or 5 touchdowns. Like, he might not get 4 or 5 touchdowns. If the Lafayette offense can keep rolling like they have been, he could go nuts.
Yep.
That should be a great game. I think the line is Oregon State by 21.
I want to bet on. Yeah, I want to bet on like.
My dad already told me he's hammering Lafayette. He's taking them, thinks the spread is crazy. I'm inclined to agree with him. I think the spread is crazy. I think Oregon State probably wins. I don't think they beat us by more than 3 touchdowns. I think Dean Denoble's going to lock in. I think Kente's going to lock in. I think the offensive line is going to know that it's a big game and start to play very well themselves. Yeah, and at the end of the day, we probably lose, but I think we lose and we look good doing so. And Oregon State gets their first win of the year. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for college football this week. Should be nuts. I want to talk about baseball a little bit.
Yeah.
2 crazy games last night.
For me, I don't really like. I don't know. I think I'm rooting for the Mariners. Great game last night. Cal Raleigh hits a home run to like blow it open in the earth.
Yeah. Okay. So
he hits a home run to tie it up at 2.
Yeah. So let's talk about it. Right. So like it's 2-2 games in Seattle. Seattle crowd is ready to explode. You get to the 8th inning. Toronto's winning 2-1.
Yep.
They bring in this relief pitcher Little, and these pitchers got to go 3 batters. Right.
Guess who his third batter is?
I think, well, no, because he had to say no. So his first batter is Cal Raleigh. He comes in for these. His first batter is Cal Raleigh up to start the inning. Cal Raleigh, I've talked about this. He's one of those guys. He's up there with Ohtani and Judge, and I think those are the only other 2. Where those are guys where like they're on in the playoffs. They're at bat. You tune in for that. I wasn't even watching the game, but I'm like, oh, Cal Raleigh's coming up. I'm going to turn this game on. I turn the game on. He hits a bomb. Whoa. It wasn't even that. It was like a couple feet out, but he knew it. Yeah. He hits it. He starts trotting around. He knew that was a homer. So then Little has to stay in, right? Single, I believe it was single walk. We can look at the exact play-by-play here.
It looks like it was walk then single.
Okay, right. Let me find this quickly. Okay, right. So rally homers, walks Polanco. No, walks Polanco, walks Naylor.
Mm.
So Cal Rowley hits a homer, freaks him out. Back in the old days of baseball, they would have just pulled him out one batter. Can't do that anymore. Can't do
Nope,
that anymore.
gotta go
I
straight.
love these new rules. You put in a relief pitcher, you got to trust the guy. He's got to go 3 batters. Cal Rowley homers, pitcher gets freaked out, walks Polanco, walks Naylor.
Then
Obviously, you got to pull him out.
Bring in Sir Anthony Dominguez.
Phillies
legend, by the way.
Hits Randy Arozarena, and then Suarez hits a
Then
grand slam, breaks
Eugenio
the game
Suarez,
open.
Yep.
Oh my
It's his
God.
second home run of the game.
Breaks the game open, Seattle wins.
Yep.
Does it get better than, well, we're going to get into the other game of the night. It does get better than that. It does get better than that.
Ohtani pitching
Right,
6
right,
innings
right.
of no-run
Right.
ball and 3 home runs.
Right, it does get better than that, but that is nuts. That is like a tactical way to win a baseball game. That, I really hope Seattle makes the World. Win or lose, I hope Seattle gets World Series games.
Yep.
If somehow Toronto wins the next 2 in Canada and they don't make it, I'm happy they got to go out on that game.
True.
Seattle crowd going nuts. They 100% deserve it. They had a basketball team ripped away from them.
Yep.
But Seattle's never made the Mariners have never made the World Series. I really hope, I really hope they win one of these next 2 and make it. You know, let's have Toronto win the next one. Win this next one. I want a game 7.
The entire country is going to be rooting for whoever wins the AL division title, or conference title, except for like Southern California.
And they're both right. Even the Blue Jays, the Blue Jays are the bad guys in this series. The Blue Jays are a really likable team themselves.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, So anyway, right, that happened. Nuts baseball game. That is what you watch baseball for. And we're like, that is like going to be the greatest thing we see in baseball tonight. And then Shohei Ohtani
has probably the greatest performance
of any baseball game ever. Pitches 6 innings, 6 scoreless innings, 10 strikeouts.
Nice.
Giving up 2 hits.
Yep. 3
and hits 3 homers.
Yeah.
That's the greatest baseball game ever.
3 for 3 last night brought his playoff average to 220. So he's not having a good playoff.
No.
I think it's actually his first 3 home runs of the playoffs.
But the rest of the Dodgers haven't been playing well, and then Shohei has the greatest baseball game of all time.
Yeah.
Maybe there were some like 2-way players back in the day who had, there's no way. Yeah.
The thing the whole you hear the joke where it's like the show, like, I just watched an Angels game. This is like 4 years ago, but it's like I just watched the Angels game and Mike Trout hit 3 home runs to bring his average to 340, and Shohei Ohtani did something that hasn't been done since Tungsten Armo Doyle in the 1950 Oklahoma Hellcats or whatever.
And the Angels lost again.
The Angels lost 8-3.
Yep.
That was the meme of the year a couple of years ago. That was really funny.
Right. Yeah, no, that's like right. Shohei Ohtani does what Shohei Ohtani does, but just to like a greatest game of baseball ever by a player extent.
Yeah.
Dodgers win 5-1. They're going to the World Series. Dave Roberts says in the locker room, we're going to ruin baseball. They might actually ruin baseball.
They already have.
They might literally ruin baseball because it's going to lead to a lockout. And we're just going to have no baseball in 2027. But
well, I'm low-key going back to the Blue Jays. I didn't say this in the Blue Jays when we were talking about the Blue Jays, but I think the Blue Jays are probably my second favorite team because I've always liked Vladdy, always liked George Springer, except for what he did against the Phillies in the World Series. I like Bo Bichette. So I'm kind of rooting for the Blue Jays, but either way, if the Mariners win, I'm rooting for the Mariners.
They are both very likable teams.
Yeah.
They're both very likable teams. We're going to root for whoever comes out of there.
Fuck the
Dodgers.
Dodgers.
It's probably not going to be much for anything. The Dodgers are probably going to win in 5 games.
It's probably a sweep, but
right, yeah, but we're going to root for them. We're going to root for them. Maybe a miracle happens. It's baseball. You never know.
Exactly.
Except for the Dodgers in the playoffs, and then you sort of do know. But Yeah. So let's before we wrap up, why don't we just get into some NFL tomorrow?
I got one comment.
Oh,
I got one quick basketball comment. NBA season starting Tuesday.
yeah, Tuesday night.
We don't.
What
really,
are the opening games this year?
I don't really know or really care. Joel Embiid is supposedly good to go on Tuesday.
Ooh.
And as a Sixers fan, that makes me happy. I love Joel Embiid. He's my favorite player. Oh, Diego Pavia just scored a rushing touchdown, by the way.
Oh, shout out.
Vandy up 7-3 on LSU.
We got a ball game.
Joel Embiid, best player in the NBA when he's healthy. My favorite player of all time, probably. I have like 3 of his jerseys. I hate what happens every year, and it hurts. It hurts every time, and I love Joel Embiid, and I hope he can finally stay healthy. Did you read the ESPN article that came out this summer?
No.
It was like one of the ESPN, like, you know how Sports Illustrated always has one like cover article?
Yeah.
This summer, one of them was about Joel Embiid, and it was like his struggle with mental health, like due to all his injuries and everything that's going on like that. I sat down for an hour and a half and read through his article,
Right.
and I was crying by the end of it.
Right.
And
I gotta give that a read. I gotta give that a read.
It just puts in perspective how much pressure these athletes feel to like provide a championship for these cities.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
No matter how often Joel Embiid gets injured, I will give him love my entire life.
Yeah.
And will be my favorite player probably my entire life.
Right.
So.
Oh, I got to read this article, but he obviously really cares about the team, really cares about the city. Good for him. I'm excited he's back. Opening the season, I just looked at it Wednesday night at the TD Garden. That game should be nuts. That will be on in the foyer. I'm excited to see it. So let's get into some NFL before we wrap up here, because I do have an essay to write. But NFL games tomorrow look pretty decent. I'm taking a look right now.
I'll send you a link to the article.
Yeah. No, I definitely want to read that. We're starting off. We got another morning. I love these morning games. You get to wake up, watch some football, standalone game.
Yeah,
teams
I hate them.
Sometimes suck. These teams do not suck. This is the Rams and the Rams and the Jaguars at Wembley.
I hate them when I wake up and realize I forget to set my lineup.
Yeah, right. You got to remember the night before, right? Right. No, that's gonna be like a 1 a.m. thing this morning. Like, oh, I got to set my lineup. Yeah. Let's see. Saints and the Bears is like whatever. Dolphins and the Browns is really whatever. Pats Titans is a pretty interesting game.
Mike Vrabel's return to Tennessee.
Yep, Mike Vrabel's return to Tennessee.
New England's going to blow them out.
I think New England's going to blow them out. They look good. Good for Vrabel. Good for Drake May.
Yep.
New England's starting to find it again. Belichick is starting to not find it at UNC. Definitely made the right move to move on from him.
Yeah.
Raiders at the Chiefs. Chiefs are going to blow them out.
Yep.
Eagles game, Eagles-Vikings.
We already talked about this. I
in
hope
Minneapolis,
the Eagles win. If Carson Wentz puts up 500 yards on us and we lose, I'm probably gonna shoot myself. But whatever.
And it might happen, but I think the Eagles are gonna course correct and win this one.
Yeah.
Panthers
at the Jets.
Oh God,
0-6 Jets.
No one watch. I'm a Jets fan. I will not be watching this game.
I'll probably show up on a couple times on Red Zone.
Yeah, it'll show up a couple. Right, like all 2 of the touchdowns will show up on Red Zone. All 3 of the field goals, we're gonna lose by a field goal.
Rico Dowdle's 4 touchdowns will show up.
That's gonna be rough. 4 or 5 games. A couple of these are good. Giants Broncos. The Giants have been looking good lately.
Yeah, Denver's obviously beat the Eagles. Giants obviously beat the Eagles.
Jackson Dart
looks really good.
Yeah.
We'll see if Bo Nix has played can go back to how he played against the Eagles in the fourth quarter, or if he's like how he played last week against who did they play? I don't know who they played, but he played really against the Jets. He played shit against the Jets and they won because the Jets are horrible.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah, Giants Broncos. I'm excited. Line 7.5. I think that's a crazy line.
I agree.
Colts Chargers is a great game. The Colts look so good this year.
Look really
Danny
good.
Dimes.
Looks
oh
really
my
good.
God! Wow.
Herbert's been probably second or third best quarterback in the NFL this year.
Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah.
That should be a great game.
You get Washington at Dallas, always good.
Yeah.
NFC East games always great.
Right. That'll be fun enough.
I think it's Dallas is favored. I don't know if I agree with that. Dallas's defense has looked horrible. Jaden Daniels has looked pretty good. I think they're getting Terry McLaurin back this week.
Yep.
You get Green Bay at Arizona. I think Green Bay is probably going to win. Arizona is probably going to end up firing their head coach during this year. Jonathan Gannon punched a player earlier this season. I don't like that.
Yeah, Packers Cardinals. Well, the question is whether Kyler's back.
True.
If Kyler's out, the Packers are going to blow him out by 20. But if he's back, we don't like.
Yeah, you get Atlanta at San Francisco. Atlanta, Bijan Robinson has been amazing,
unbelievable. What a player!
I think
San Fran looks good too.
It's basically Bijan Robinson versus Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, I mean that's like that right. It's not the greatest Sunday night game. It's not a bad one either. I'll definitely be watching.
Yeah.
We're gonna see Griffin's gonna be freaking out with the Falcons, doing Falcons type things.
And then we get the double Monday night.
Yeah, that first game looks good.
I hate the double Monday night, to be completely honest.
I do too. That first game looks good.
First game looks great.
Lions.
Baker Mayfield.
Mayfield's on fire.
Baker Mayfield's the MVP so far this season. The Lions obviously are very good.
It's in Detroit. Dan Campbell's gonna be going nuts.
Dan Campbell biting kneecaps. Detroit favored by 5.
Yeah.
Don't know if I agree with that. I think the Bucs are pulling off the upset.
I could see it happening.
If that's considered an upset.
I think it's going to be close. I think that will be a very good game. Texans Seahawks is whatever. It should be fun. It's going to be at 10 p.m.
Seahawks. I'm not staying up to watch that, but the Seahawks have looked good this season. I think they're probably going to win the NFC West.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me go check my fantasy teams. Should we talk about a little bit of fantasy?
Yeah, we can talk. I went 3-0 last week.
Should we talk the DU league?
Oh God, I might lose this thing.
Yeah, we got a league with our fraternity. The apparently the punishment is to spend 24 hours in one of our campus bars. I think Rudy's looking like he's going to lose the whole thing.
See, the thing. Well, it's going to be close at the bottom. But the thing is, this punishment was never agreed to. I don't know who came up with it. It was never agreed to by the league. It was never a condition of the league.
Yeah, I agree.
It does sound pretty entertaining. So maybe I would do it if I lose it.
I would do it, Rudy. I'd come hang out with you for a bit of it.
Yeah.
We could do a podcast episode from Milo's.
Oh my God, that's the move. That would be one of the greatest things that's been done ever. No, there's gonna be a fight for the bottom. We got me,
Noah Ross.
Yep, Mueller. Let's see.
I'm at the top. I'm tied for first in the league right now. Probably gonna lose this week. I only have one because we do a super flex league. I only got one quarterback this week. So,
I had that last week and I still won somehow.
Yeah.
But. Yeah, no, this should
All right, my team looks like it's set. We look good.
Yeah, I got to set my lineup. But yeah, no, we'll see. Who am I? I'm against VML.
Yep.
Yeah, he's probably going to blow me out. But yeah, that league's doing whatever. My other two teams look good, so I'm happy. Let's see. Are there any other random sports too? Darts. Luke Littler.
That's my guy right
Luke
there.
Littler, 18 years old. Phenom, wins the World Grand Prix this past weekend, blows out Luke Humphreys. He's just so good. He won the World Match Play, won the last World Championships. He's basically winning every big event. He's only 18 years old. He's going to be this megastar for the next 30 years, and it's going to be crazy to watch if he doesn't burn out or do something like that. But no, great win for him. Shout out Luke Littler, darts megastar.
Yep.
Hockey started this past week. Don't really follow the regular season.
Me neither. The Flyers lost the same night the Eagles and the Phillies lost, so that was a bad night in Philly, but whatever.
Yeah, so I'm a Rangers fan. I hope they. So I really can't follow the regular season. I just follow too many other sports. Don't really have the time for it. I love the playoffs, and it's always sad when the Rangers just don't make the playoffs because then I just don't have a hockey team to root for. I saw the Rangers are starting to do okay though. Igor Shesterkin sort of coming into his own as a goaltender. But yeah,
I think that's probably it.
I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Well, this has been the second episode of the Matzah Ballin podcast.
Yep.
We'll see you guys next week.
Shalom.
Shalom. We got probably some World Series starting up this week, so we'll talk about that.
Friday night game 1, we'll do a game 1 analysis.
Yeah.
We'll bring someone in on it.
Probably bring Josh on.
Yeah, that would be fun. Yeah, no, but that should be good. In the meantime, I'll be writing my letter to ESPN. College game day on the quad. It's got to happen. It's got to happen. But we got to see it. Yeah. Until then, we will see you. We will see all of our listeners next week. Thank you for watching as always. Goodbye.